ये बस ट्रांसपोर्ट जो पब्लिक ट्रांसपोर्ट है, इसमें दो प्रकार की चोरी है। एक डीजल चोरते हैं, तो गैस नहीं चोरी कर सकते, तो इकोनॉमिक वायबिलिटी बहुत अच्छी है। और दूसरी बात, एक सिस्टम आप तुरंत बनाओ। मैं अभी ये ला रहा हूँ मैंडेटरी सिस्टम इन बस कि भाई आपको टिकट का होना ही नहीं, ड्राइवर के बाजू में ऐसी सिस्टम हो कि कार्ड दिखाओ, वन नेशन वन कार्ड। आप कार्ड दिखाओ, अंदर जाओ, उतर समय कार्ड दिखाओ, उतर जाओ, और कार्ड आपको पानठेले पे मिलेगा, टिकट बंद। ये दो प्रॉब्लम्स जो है, डीजल की चोरी और कंडक्टर में करते हुए टिकट की चोरी, ने पूरे अर्बन ट्रांसपोर्ट को सत्यानाश कर दिया है। और मैं ये दो रिफॉर्म आने वाले महीने में बिल्कुल कर रहा हूँ। और बस कोड में मैं बिल्कुल सुनने वाला नहीं हूँ। दिव्यांगों के लिए भी सुविधा करने के लिए बस भी ऐसी तैयार कर रहा हूँ कि यही लेनी पड़ेगी आपको। थोड़ा सा इसमें कोई नुकसान नहीं है, इसमें डिमांड बढ़ेगी और इसका फायदा होगा बिजनेस फॉर दैट। द फोकस ऑफ विच इज ऑन टेक्नोलॉजी इंप्रूवमेंट, डिमांड इंसेंटिव, चार्जिंग इंस्ट्रूमेंट, प्रमोशन ऑफ publicity of EVs. The government is also promoting to deployment of electric vehicles in public transport. इस बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है। पूरे स्टेट गवर्नमेंट के अंडरटेकिंग, बस सर्विस, बैंड बाजा बच चुका है, ऑल आर इन लॉसेस। दो कारण, डीजल की चोरी और टिकट, ई टिकट को लाना है। दो बातें की तो बसेस की रिक्वायरमेंट 10 लाख नई बसेस लगेगी। और मैं लंदन मॉडल पे वो बस में इन्वेस्टमेंट प्राइवेट लेवल लोकल करेंगे और 200 से 250 किलोमीटर के हिसाब से देंगे। अभी मैंने आपको बताया, ये भी आप लोग जरूर सोचिए कि डीजल की बस बेस की चलती है, पर डे उसका 115 रुपीज़ पर किलोमीटर खर्चा आता है। इथेनॉल के बसेस का हमारा 79 रुपीज़ पर किलोमीटर आया था। और अब जो ई बसेस है, वो कर्नाटक वाले को पूछो, वो 50 रुपये पर किलोमीटर आया है। कैपिटल कॉस्ट धीरे धीरे कम हो रही है, अभी ज़्यादा है। और इसलिए आने वाले समय में इलेक्ट्रिक टिकट 30 से 40% कम हो सकते हैं। सब बसेस एयर कंडीशन बन सकती है। और दिल्ली टू जयपुर, दिल्ली टू लुधियाना, इस टाइप की डबल डेकर इलेक्ट्रिक बसेस आए, ये मेरा प्रयास है। मैंने इलेक्ट्रिक टू व्हीलर और बायोफ्यूल के ऊपर को परमिट मुक्त करने के बारे में भी एडवाइजरी स्टेट गवर्नमेंट को भेजी है, ताकि मुंबई पूना में नहीं पर छोटे छोटे शहरों में गाँवों को जोड़ने के लिए टू व्हीलर ई टैक्सी और बायोफ्यूल की शुरू हो जाएगी, तो उससे भी डिमांड बढ़ेगी। तो मुझे लगता है ओवरऑल आई फील दैट इसका फ्यूचर अच्छा है। Electrifying the public buses, cabs and autos are allowing shared mobility in two-wheelers for last mile connectivity would major initiative towards e-mobility. The state government has already taken a lot of initiative. Many Delhi government EV policy focuses on bringing down emission from the transport sector. The policy aims to bring about rapid adoption of battery electric vehicles with an intended 25% of all the new vehicle registration by 2023. No e-vehicle registration fees. EV policy portal has been launched for incentivized disbursement to buyers. More than 3,000 electric vehicles are registered within short time period. Kerala EV policy comprises plan to build world-class training and skill center for EV professionals with niche skills for the global EV industry with regards of 2 lakhs two-wheelers, 50,000 three-wheelers, and 1,000 goods carriers and 3,000 buses and 100 ferry boats by 2022. Government proposed to install charging stations at every 50 kilometers, at least 25 stations in each district of the state. The Tamil Nadu EV policy aims to attract INR 500 billion investment in EV manufacturing. The state has created a comprehensive EV ecosystem targeting the creation of 1.5 lakh new jobs. A vehicle tax is exempted on all e-vehicles in Tamil Nadu till end of 2022. Telangana government announced an investment of rupees 2,450 crores for EV manufacturing industry. A government targeted 100% electric buses by 2030. It will create employment for more than 50,000 persons. The Uttar Pradesh EV policy encouraged the use of HEVs and plug-in EVs during the transition phase. The state offers incentives such as capital interest subsidy, infrastructural interest subsidy, industrial quality subsidy, exemption from stamp duty and electric duty, SGST reimbursement, etc. for EV manufacturing units. It has also instituted a single window system in place for all approvals of EV and battery manufacturing units. The government of UP has also just announced a 100% exemption in road tax on the first 1 lakh two-wheelers EVs and 75% exemption on first 1 lakh four-wheelers EVs manufactured in the state. Uttarakhand EV policy aims to promote the adoption of EVs, create a clean Uttarakhand and establish the state as a preferred destination for EV and EV component manufacturing. The policy aims at 100% electrification of public transport, e-buses, shared mobility including e-bike, taxis and good transport using electric 2W, 3W and 4W and other mini goods transport vehicles in 5 priority cities by 2030. The AP government is going to establish 400 charging stations across the state in first phase. Battery prices are expected to fall more than 30% from 2018 to 2025. BIS research states that India's EV ecosystem will grow at a CAGR of 43.13% between 2090 to 2030. The battery market, meanwhile, will grow at 60.15% CAGR. EV makers must decentralize their supply chain, and companies need to focus on procuring raw materials and the production of battery cells locally on a continued basis. Road transportation is currently undergoing a shift. We urge everyone to adopt eco-friendly mobility solutions and hope to see cleaner, more sustainable innovation from the industry as we move towards a greener tomorrow. The regular interaction with the industry and stakeholders is certainly going to help to bring more productive changes in the EV mobility in India. I am hopeful today's deliberation would be helpful to bring more ideas, solutions to the electric mobility mode of transport system in our country. Today's conference is only related with the e-vehicle. But Pawanji, I will request FICCI to plan a vision policy for coming 25 years for automobile, for alternative fuel and electricity, using of ethanol, methanol, biodiesel, bio-CNG, electric, LNG, at the same time hydrogen fuel cell. Regarding innovation, entrepreneurship, science, technology, research, skilled and successful practices, we name it as knowledge, and conversion of knowledge into wealth is the future for the country. So on this sector, in the interest of the manufacturer, at the same time in the interest of the country, where we need to be concentrate related the problems with air pollution and carbon dioxide emission is a big problem. For that reason, now we need to make an integrated approach for the future. India free from air pollution. We want to make India as a manufacturing hub, number one hub within 5 years, or automobile manufacturing hub in the world. I know that your demand is one of the important demand is pending with me, that is scrapping policy. Somewhere please phone me. I will tell you the reason and I will suggest you something where we will find out the way out. Today the FICCI has taken really an interesting role in this thing. My only request is to FICCI, if they can make an integrated approach for all this thing, and concerning all stakeholders, tell me from the government side what type of rules, regulation and support you need. Same time you check what are the expectation of the industry, and as far as the PIL is pending in Supreme Court with the Chief Justice of India. After Diwali, already the Chief Justice of India and his colleague, they are already invited me to the Supreme Court. Already I am prepared already a 1 hour presentation related with the automobile industry and pollution. Probably after that, Chief Justice of India will take the decision on the PIL with the air pollution which is related with, which is already in the Supreme Court. The Supreme Court has got big concern about it. The people in Delhi and all over the country, they are very much serious about the pollution. As far as the economy is concerned, the most important industry is the automobile industry of 4,50,000 crore, doing excellent export and creating job opportunity to the people of India. Your contribution in our GDP growth is very, very remarkable and historical. Already industry is changing making good products, adopting quality approach and vision for global economy. And I am again requesting the Indian manufacturer that as per compare with the other manufacturer, government and particularly I am more interested to support Indian origin manufacturer who can make more investment in it, and by using the new innovation and research making the product of international standard, which is economically going to give you the great benefits, at the same time in Indian situation creating more jobs and India free from pollution. So this is really a very important event which is organized by FICCI. I am giving my special thanks to all of you and the stakeholders, and 100% my role is very, very supportive. I am not penalizing you, I am not creating problem for you. Whenever you are facing the problem, come to me. Always I have one principle, either convince me or convince by me. You come to me, you tell me whatever the problem which are good, which are justified, I will resolve, I will try to help you and support you to make Indian automobile industry in a global economy a number one manufacturer hub in the world. I am really thankful to FICCI. Thank you very much. Namaskar.